And yes, the drizzle of the rain is coming down. But it is dry here at the top floor of the WSGC Studio Tower building, where now we have a community spotlight. This morning's community spotlight is with an incredible individual, an incredible person. And I tell you what, Washika McClary comes into our studio now. And good morning.
Good morning, Stan.
Man, you just bright. You just bright. You just brighten everything up, Washika, all the time.
I appreciate you, Stan.
And I know that you are also brightening up the hallways over here at the high school, and we appreciate that as well.
We do what we can.
That's it. And we want to spotlight today on our schools and our incredible school system, the students that come out. Jaslyn Huff here is a student.
She certainly is a remarkable young lady.
And now dual enrollment and already taking college classes. And I tell you what, these students, and just from our internships here, just seeing Broughton Smith, Kamari Willis, Callie Moss, Emma Grace Jarvis. I mean, these students have come in and doing incredible things and building an education right here in our hometown.
Absolutely.
And today we want to talk about, I have kind of noticed that y'all have created an initiative for attendance in schools.
Yes.
So I wanted to invite you in and just find out more about this initiative and what you're doing. And I'm kind of starting to see some things on social media as well. So could you talk about the initiative for attendance?
So yes, if those of you who are listening, you probably have seen different videos, different little TikToks, or different little catchy ways that we are trying to spread the word to get families to change their mindset about how they approach attendance. It used to be that if the children didn't feel well slightly, that they would let them stay home, and then they just send an excuse, and that would suffice, the absence. But unfortunately, while the note is, or the excuse is great, what is also happening on the back end of that is that students are missing out. So when you miss school, you miss out. You miss out on valuable instruction. You miss out on good social experiences. You miss out on opportunities to be leaders throughout the school building. But more importantly, I want to go back to when you are missing school, you are missing instruction, and those gaps develop, and then they become sometimes hard to close when they're missing so much instruction.
I think about algebra or there's different things where you have to get sections.
And everything builds on itself.
Right.
Absolutely. That's the right idea. So, and not just at the high school level, while I may be here representing the high school, it's important for, those students who are all the way as early as pre-K understand that everything builds upon itself. And so when students are not sitting there getting that valuable instruction from their teachers, as well as the opportunity to learn and grow from their peers, they are missing out. Gaps, again, like I already stated, they develop, and then we have students who are sitting in the classroom struggling, and teachers are working hard to try to give them what they missed, but in the meantime, you've got students who are impacted with not being able to do well academically, and then it spills over into some behavioral issues and even some emotional concerns because students start to feel bad. It's a whole lot more. So it's not just making up work that they miss. It's about making sure they don't miss the instruction so that they know how to do the work. So attendance matters. It matters from pre-K all the way to 12th grade.
And look, I used to hear a phrase in Nashville, but it's like you got to be there to win. You got to be there to win. You got to stay in it every day.
Absolutely.
And that's the way the education process, you can't win unless you're there. Unless you're in it.
Absolutely.
And you got to be in it to win it.
In it to win it. I like that, Stan.
Hey, in it to win it. Put it on a poster. And so attendance, and those key points of why it is important for attendance, and it's not just the education, which is the number one goal, but it is so much more of like the social aspect, the emotional aspect, and there's nothing like not being prepared for a class. You show up to school, but maybe you miss something, and then you're not ready. You're not ready.
That's right.
So, and that right there is the number one thing. And of course, folks, we're so proud of our teachers. We have some of the best teachers in our school system, and some that really pave a way and stick with you. During my time, and I had great teachers, so if I don't say one, but I mean, there are some that stand out in my mind. Coach Eckler, loved him in high school. I loved him so much. I took him twice and somebody will figure that out later in the day. But I also loved Mr. Global. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Global really had an impact with me. Of course, band was a big part of my life, Travis Payne. And so you end up knowing those teachers, and it
Mm-hmm.
carries you through. But you got to go to school to build the
Got to
relationship.
be in school.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you
Yes.
make a
Yeah.
good point, because school is where we don't just learn, the just the subject matter, or core content and things like that. It's also where we learn and grow and develop socially as well.
Yes.
The students now are missing the piece, that says that what they do and how they perform in school and how it prepares them for the world outside of school. They don't necessarily see the connection there, but I tell you, teachers and other staff in the schools are doing everything that we can to help them understand that we are here to give them that foundation to mold and shape them so that they are successful in life. So
And another key thing for the work life, and that we train our students is there's when it's your time to be at work, you got to be at work,
gotta
or
be
you
at
don't
work.
get that paycheck
That's
to pay
right. That's
to pay
right.
that car payment. So and that is a key thing too. So and that's one thing. I mean, I will be honest. There's days where I go, well, should I go in today? And then Jazz says, hey, Stan, you have to come to work, and it's like, thank you, Jazz. And I'm just kidding. I come every day like
But no,
clockwork.
that's a
But
great
yes,
point. And that might be something that we can further promote with students as we're pushing out these different initiatives to get them in school every day. Maybe we can encourage them to rely on a buddy, that holds them
yes,
accountable to being in school.
that's good. Yes.
Because again, I said it, and I'm going to continue to say it. When you miss school, you miss out. Just some things that people may not necessarily be aware of. Like, for example, you're on track for the potential for a good academic experience if you miss no more than 5 days. But then you become at risk once you get to that 6 and more, and again, because everything builds in
Right.
every
Yes.
class, not just your core content, math, science, social studies, and language arts. Every single class is equally important at the high school level, as well as from every grade level, down below, coming over to the high school. So we're seeing lots of students. We see students who are missing several assignments, because they take for granted, well, that was just a class assignment, and I can make that up. But those zeros stack
Add
up
up.
and they add up,
And
and
that
so
goes into your average, which
mhm.
is not good. Not good. It and I just think about the attendance policies too. I think this year the attendance policy changed a little bit, did it? And so,
So
what is the current
okay,
attendance policy?
so I'm glad you brought that up,
Yeah.
because it's not so much that the attendance policy has changed as much as the push has shifted, and we're working really hard to shift the mindsets of families who were under the guises of, as long as I submit an excuse,
Then it's okay.
then it's okay.
Yeah.
Because if if they can turn in up to 5 parent notes per semester, and then for any absence beyond that, if a student has to be out because something is going on, it will require a doctor's excuse. And there are some outliers, some extenuating circumstances that are spelled out in our student handbook. But for the most part, the mindset for many has been, but I turned in a note. But I turned in a note. And that may be true, but that doesn't change the fact, again, that students are missing valuable instruction. I know I've said that
Yeah.
multiple times, but I can't emphasize that enough, because that's what they're missing out on. They're
Yeah.
missing out on that. They're missing out, again, on those good social experiences. And we get to see what happens that parents don't see when students come back to school, and after they've been out for one day or an extended span of days, they come back in, and it is really hard for them to catch up and feel like they are engaged with what's going on. And then that shows up in different forms. It might be a student just shuts down. It might be a behavioral issue that will ensue, or it could be that student just feels such a sense of overwhelm that they just check out. They may be present every day, but they've just decided, I'm so far behind, I can't catch up, and
That
then they
connection.
don't try.
Yeah.
So it is important that we do everything that we can. The educators, all school staff is working hard every day to love on students and to make them feel like, hey, you matter
You're
here,
important.
and yeah, you're
Yes.
important, and we show up every day for you. But in order for them to get the most bang out of it, they've got to be present to get what we're trying to give them.
Got to be present to win.
Absolutely.
Got to be present to win. I look at a puzzle, and if anybody's ever put a puzzle together, sometimes there's a piece missing, and I don't know why that is, but it's a great puzzle. Everything's going great, but that one piece is missing. Well, the one piece you think, well, that's just one piece of puzzle. Is it important? But that one day of class, that one day of instruction, that one day in literature where they gave the assignment out, or that one day in that algebra, geometry, calculus, whatever, they missed that one little niche. That's that one puzzle.
And
that's that one
that
piece.
one piece. That's
and,
right.
And what you think, well, I got 999 pieces, but you need that one to make it complete. And so, and I just want to say this: the education base is the key to success down the road.
Absolutely.
So we talk about school now, but you got to think about your children, your grandchildren, those nieces, nephews. If they're not in school, you're wanting to give a level playing field for life.
Absolutely.
And so this education and attendance is for today, but that future is where you need it. And don't let that one piece of puzzle be missing.
Absolutely. I love that.
Come on.
I love
I
that.
learned from you, Washika. I learned from you. You got to keep knocking until you get it.
There you go.
Right.
You just keep throwing them out. I love that.
Well, I tell you, encouragement too, in between Cam and Washika McClary, both always encouraging to be around. But folks, we need to encourage our students.
Absolutely.
And encourage them. And I want to say this too: not only attendance, but the extracurricular activities that are amazing right now in our school system.
Yes.
Flag football now, I love it, and volleyball now going to playoff. I mean, they went to playoffs this year, but whether it's the band, whether it's cheerleading, football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever it is, those go right along with it. And guess what? You gotta be present to win.
Absolutely.
You got to be present to win.
And
so,
with
yes.
just to piggyback off of that, all of those different extracurricular activities you mentioned, those are ways for students to get really invested in, and taking ownership of the school as my school, and understanding too that taking on that ownership as school being my school, they start to see the connection between what the school does and how it is going to shape and prepare them for life beyond school, because school is a part of this community. And if people in general, adults, as they transition from high school going into that next level, if they want to succeed, then all of that will be much more likely when they are connected to something, when they believe in something and they value it, because they're going to nurture it and take care of it. And so, it starts with how we approach and show appreciation for that foundation, which we call school.
And I love that. And every child has a gift. I believe this fully. And whether it is music, that was my thing when I was in school. My son loves JRTC military, so he I don't know that my son in his high school career has come home before 5:45. I mean, because he loves it. And of course, that bond with those students, and they come by the house, I love to hear them talk. I do. I mean, it's fun. But that helps that attendance too. So
Absolutely.
I want to pour in the extracurricular, because it gives them even more to, like what you said, dig into, make it yours, and make it school spirit. And by the way, shout out to our Lady Devil softball team. I just want to give a shout out because they went to playoffs. We were number one in the seeded, but I tell you what a great season to go through there. But that's that social interaction.
That's right.
That's that emotional interaction. So not only are you going to school building an education, but you're building lifelong friendships.
Absolutely.
And you're also building teamwork.
Yes.
Teamwork is dream work. So come on. And honestly, but you got to be there.
Yeah, that's
you got to
right.
be there. And attendance is the key to that success.
So, just to make sure we are crystal clear, because you mentioned, and I don't know where it came from that there has been a change of sorts. The expectation has always been that students are in
Yes.
school
Yes.
every day. So, we are promoting now. We encourage,
It's
parents,
not a change of policy.
right.
It's an encouragement.
Right.
Yeah, an
Yeah.
encouragement. Yeah.
So, when the children say they don't feel well, send them to school. There are school nurses, who will check in with them and make sure, that they're actually fine
Well,
to
yeah.
be in school, as well as every school has counselors on site if they just need somebody to talk to help them get through. And so we do everything we can to rally around and support students when they are in the building. So with that being said, we hope that parents will push, because again, we're trying to build good character, we're trying to build strong work ethic, trying to build integrity, all of the things that are going to be vital to success outside of school. So parents need to do everything that they can to encourage students, even when you don't feel well just a little, if you're not running a fever, you're not throwing up, or
And that's the key thing.
There you go.
Fevers. All right. So if you have a fever, then I think that's where those five, or the notes come up to five.
but just not
But-
feeling well,
but yeah,
we
Just like today,
we
today's
all
my-
have
my
those
day.
days. That's
Well,
right.
And I want to speak on that. So, a lot of times people say, Stan, it was somebody that works in the granite industry. He said, I saw him in the grocery store. Stan, I hear you on the radio when I'm at work. I hear you when I'm not at work. I mean,
Yeah.
and you come in. I said, whether I feel good or don't feel good, I get up and go.
That's
I
right.
get up and go. But I do want to mention fever, 24 hours, stay, you don't want to spread that. But right, unless you're fever or something like that, we need to teach each other, and not just school, but in life.
Just get up and go. That's right.
Wow, I love it, Washika. Get up and go. That's what I'm gonna make the T-shirt today. Get up and go. I'm gonna go write it on my desk. Just get up and go. But yeah, these are great points of why it's important for attendance in our school system. This initiative, when you see now something on TikTok, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, or Facebook, the reels, I'll call it. I
Yeah.
think that's the key word now, is
Yeah.
reels. Share it with your student.
That's
and,
right.
and say, hey, look at this. This is important. And it's not just about this one day. It's building a process.
Absolutely.
It's building character. It's building who you are, and staying in it to win it. And I tell you, I love it. I love our school system. I'm so thankful. My oldest son is a school teacher. Now he came from Elbert
That's
County.
awesome.
And so he's teaching, loving it. He has become a coach, which day one of his teaching, he was a band director. They called him coach. And so now he is a coach, track, golf, and football.
That's
awesome. So he's, but I just love it. Jake has had a great experience. And so, folks, our school system is made up of our community, our church, people we go to church with, and they're there every day. The office at each of the schools has some of the top key people. They are trying every day. Washika McClary is one of those that is trying every day and pushing, and we just appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan.
Thank you. Anything else before we wrap up?
I think if we can just circle back around to, when you miss school, you miss out, and we want our students in school, every student, every day. So, if to go back to that T-shirt Stan's getting ready to make, get up and go.
Go.
That's right.
It. That's it. Thank you, Washika McClary. Washika, what is your your position at the high school?
I'm one of the
Counselor?
assistant principals
Assistant
at the high
principal,
school. That's right.
Assistant principal, and we had the honor to get to speak to you today, and you took time out.
My honor as well.
Will you
Stan.
come
Thank
back
you.
again?
I'll come back anytime you want.
I would love it.
All right.
I love your energy. So
Thank
it
you,
is
Stan.
awesome. All right, y'all. Washika McClary, assistant principal, Elbert County High School, one of the key people in our school system. And remember, attendance. You got to be there to win it. You got to be there. Shout out to a listener from afar. It is Miss Crystal Aiken listening this morning, and so we want to give Crystal. She says Washika is the best.
Oh, I love you too.
That is awesome. We miss Crystal.
We do, yeah.
I'm telling you, every Friday night.
Her and Jay, yeah.
Every Friday night we think about her, and
Yeah.
still to this day.
Yeah.
She was a big key part to us on Friday nights. And thank you, Crystal, for all that you did for us and at church. I miss them at church too. And all right, well, thank you, Washika McClary,
Thank you.
assistant principal, Elbert County Comprehensive High School. Remember, folks, you got to be in it to win it. Go. That's it. That's Get Up and Go.
There you go.
Initiative for attendance in our Elbert County Public School system. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all, stay tuned. We have more of your country favorites